We're talking about absolute dominion. And they were talking about, in that piece, they were just talking to you about how you must understand that you have absolute dominion. And that because of what happened with Adam and Eve, you've been redeemed. You've been brought back from that fallen place, and you are no longer in a fallen state. The grace of God has come to you. The grace of God has empowered you. The grace that God released in this earth has given you your dominion back. So as a Christian teenager, you got to get to a place where you're no longer acting like or operating like young people who don't have authority. You got to quit acting like the world. You got to realize that you have dominion. Say it with me. I have dominion. Ephesians chapter 2:2 says this. Here's what it says. Here's what it says. In which at one time, this is the Bible, in which at one time you walked habitually, you were following the course and fashion of this world. You were under the sway of the tendency of this present age, following the prince of the power of the air, talking about Satan. You were obedient to and under the control of the demon spirit that still constantly works in the sons of disobedience. The careless, the rebellious, and the unbelieving who go against the purposes of God. So he says here that at one time you were under this sway. At one time you operated under the sway of your father, which was Satan. He said at one time you acted like sons of disobedience. You know, at one time you were operating this way. But say this with me. I have absolute dominion. 2 Corinthians 4:4 says, for the God of this world has blinded the unbelievers' minds. Listen to that. For the God of this world has blinded the unbelievers' minds that they should not discern the truth, preventing them from seeing the illuminating light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, the Messiah, who is the image and likeness of God. So notice what he says here. He says the God of this world has blinded young people. He blinded you so you cannot see the truth. He doesn't want you to see that you are a God in this world. Say, I am a God in this earth. He doesn't want you to see that you have absolute dominion. Say, I have absolute dominion. Says the God of this world has blinded the minds of other young people. He's blinded their minds, and that's why he wants you to rise up. That's why he needs you to take authority. That's why he needs you to rise up with dominion. Say it with me. I have dominion. You got to understand that you were created in the image and likeness of God, and he gave you dominion. You are sons of God. You're not sons of the devil anymore. When you got saved, when you got born again, you came under the authority of God. You got to quit acting like the people of this world. That is a weaker, lower form. You have all the power and authority in this earth. Say it with me. I have power and authority. Just like this throne here. You sit on a throne and you wear a crown once you realize that you are the dominant in the earth. You sit on a throne and you wear a crown. But some of you are too nervous about taking the throne. You're nervous about walking in your dominion. You don't want to be the lame person or the out person. But the bottom line is you're not going to be the lame or the out person. They will be. You're going to be the one that's walking in the authority. You're going to be the one that's walking in the power. You're going to be the one that's walking in that anointing on your life. You talking about you want wealth? You talking about you want riches? Then walk in your power and authority. David had an issue where he was nervous about becoming king in the Bible. David was the one that nobody thought had the ability. When the priest came to anoint a king, talking about the story of David, they came to his father and they said, the Lord has said there is a king amongst your sons. he brought out every one of his sons except for David. And when he brought those sons out, he sent them before the priest. The priest said, that's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. He said, do you have any other sons? Yeah. I mean, I got a son back there working with the sheep. They doubted who he was. They brought him out, and the priest said, that's the one that the anointing is on. Take a